Welcome to another episode of my Motortown playthrough. Today we are back where we left off last time, being stuck at the 12 factory. I just want to do a few more deliveries, so here we go. Might have to throw myself out of here. But yeah, we are loading up a grand total of 11 pallets over here. I mean, this is the one thing the trailer is good for. It's just a bit longer than the regular ones, so we have a bit more capacity. Also, there has been a whole thing regarding planks which I forgot to mention in the last episode. And yeah, I'll throw myself out the manual way. Where is my Brutus Wrecker over here? The thing is, there have been a few issues with planks for a while, and they have partially fixed them. Beforehand, on any other semi-trailers, there was a limit of 6, with them being stacked too high. So just 3 of them at the bottom and another 3 stacked on top. Used to be 9 for a testing update, but then got reduced for some reason. Problem was with pay scaling that was using the wrong numbers at a point, and we just got too little for what we were transporting there for the longest time. It got resolved with the recent update, so that's all better now. But for some reason, with the new longer trailer, it's still somewhat of an issue. Okay, this thing is rolling on its own now. Please stop. So the issue is that the trailer is long enough to have 4 of them without stacking, but instead of them being able to carry another additional 4 on top of that, only the front 2 would be stacking, and on the back there was no longer anything stacking on top, so apparently there is still like a broken limit in some ways. And that might actually mean that we were supposed to still be able to carry 9 planks in regular trailers, but yeah, it just didn't work out really. So we'll have to see what's going to be happening as soon as that's getting taken care of. But yeah, let's take the trailer here and see what we can do with it. I'll also go for a stop at the nearby... I hate this thing. I'm giving it all the chances that I can, but I don't think this will be one that's going to be long for this playthrough. I'll likely sell both the trailer and the truck at some point, because this thing is really pissing me off with how it handles. We might also try and just go for a quick refuel here. Might help out. Yeah, I want to adjust the suspension a little bit, trying to make it work a bit better. I haven't found the post that I was looking for. I don't know where it was. I knew I saw something, but that may have been just for the semi itself. Yeah, not doing myself any favor trying to pull perpendicular to the trailer here. That stuff would work way better if the axles were a bit closer together. But yeah, I'm trying to give it any chance that it can have, but it's really kind of working out weirdly and I don't fully enjoy it. So first up, let's check the height of our truck here. We are at -4 centimeters. We really want to be higher than that. So let's go with maybe 3 centimeters raised. I think that's reasonable. Because the ground clearance of the semi-truck itself wasn't all that great. But now we need to also do something for the trailer. So let's see. With one post I could find actually mentioned something about lowering the back 2 axles and raising the front one, so to tilt the front a bit further up and hopefully give us a bit more height below the trailer for the truck itself. And yeah, let's see. I think I already raised this one in the past. And it seems like the other two are just on the standard height. So maybe if we go 4 centimeters lower in the middle, and then like maybe even 8 lower in the back. Doesn't really seem to be doing that much, but I think I can detect a slight angle here. But to really make sure that this is working out well, and I think it might actually be pulling up the... oh, that's not good. This is pulling up my driven axis, so if I was to do this a bit more extreme, I would likely be stuck on even ground now. You know what, let's try it out. We go for additional ride height at the front axle. And let's see if we can even move at all anymore. We can. But there's definitely far less grip because we are now pulling up the truck instead of pushing down on it. So that's really not what we want. So yeah, I don't think there's much of a way to fix this whole thing. I mean, I can undo what I just did here, but overall this is not gonna go too well. You know what, let's just try fully lowering it. I think the whole trailer is too high to begin with, and this should definitely give us a bit more traction. And this might actually help out with a few things. And I will have to refresh my buses in a moment. Let's see how it works out when we actually lower the landing gear. I would like to disconnect the trailer beforehand, and yeah, that's just completely lowering itself onto the truck. But yeah, this might now be working out a bit better because the front is kind of raising up a little bit more. But then we get stuck on the cross brace there. So really I should be lowering the truck itself now, but I don't really want to. Maybe if we try and jam it in. I mean, that definitely worked. And let's just go for a slightly less extreme setup, maybe 5 centimeters lowered for the trailer. But I think lowering the trailer compared to the tractor, if we can still make it in there and have it work out when connecting and disconnecting, I think this is the way to go. Just getting more traction on the tractor. I mean, more weight, therefore more traction, and then hopefully have it handle a bit better through that. So this is now effectively raising it by 5 centimeters again. And yeah, let's quickly repair. This is a weird setup, and I think it would be far less awkward if once again the axes, the different axes for the trailer would be a bit closer together. Okay, this is not good for putting down the landing gear. Okay, for some reason I can't really go into the driver's seat from that side. Okay, getting out of there pretty easy, getting back in. It requires a bit of force. I think we should maybe put some lubricant on the fifth wheel. It might really help us out here. But you know what, I think that's enough of that. Let's see how it drives now. You know what I should maybe try? Since I'm talking, and yeah, I know I just said enough of that and I'm now immediately going back here. But there's one more thing I want to try. Since I complained so much about the front axle of the trailer, serving as a bit of a teeter-totter or like a hinge on which everything rotates, how about I just go minus 10 centimeters on that and raise the stupid thing? Because I think right now this is doing more harm than good, so if I go with minus 16, it's not really coming off the ground, but it should be, I mean, you know what, just to prove a point, let's do this for the other wheels real quick. Yeah, this is now fully off the ground and I think the whole thing is going to act a bit better like this. Let's just drive it over to Liju and then check back on it. I think this might be a good solution. We now should have a significantly higher amount of weight on the actual vehicle in front. So that should handle a bit better and not just break out that often. With the back being raised so much, I'm not entirely sure if I can actually get in and out below the vehicle again. Or below the trailer, I mean. I mean, the whole thing is sliding like stupid anyway, so one more or less axle here doesn't really make much of a difference. It's just gonna behave like that anyway, so who cares? But yeah, this feels nicer. Some live testing here done for you and definitely not for me. Okay, I think the one takeaway here is that, yeah, screw the front trailer axle. That thing is trouble. Might still be helping out when turning around, but I think, yeah, if you trying to go for sharp turns, like maneuvering in around a warehouse or something, I think that front axle is also going to not help you too much if you're going sideways, because then it's not, no matter how much the wheels turn, it's more like you are pushing against the side of it instead of along with it and letting it roll. But yeah, this thing feels immediately better. I don't think there's another garage over here that can take the trailer in, so I can't really do many more adjustments right now, but yeah, I'm happy with this. I would maybe like to try and lower the back of the trailer again a bit. Ideally while still not giving any ground contact to the front axle, but let's see how this works out if we want to disconnect the trailer. Because with the back being raised, that should mean that the front is now a bit lower. But this seems to go fine. I mean, the hinge point is now basically this one right here, so since the back is raised, everything in front of that should be slightly lower, but that means that the fifth wheel axis is going to be a bit higher, but since we got stuck on the cross brace, it should be around the same height all the time. So let's see. Yep, still getting stuck over here. They should really put some clearance in the middle there. Or allow us to adjust the height of the landing gear. Because I don't think it's high enough. I could again lower the Lobo itself, because that's a bit higher now, but the ground clearance on default is kinda... It is too low, so I felt the need to raise it. I don't know. And you know what, I'm going to just put it into autopilot now, since that should be working. Just want to update my buses real quick. I hate the traffic. But yeah, there has been something written on the Trello in order to maybe deal with this. So another few things that I didn't really mention in the last episode about the update. First up we have the Neo, of course the new vehicle. It's a really fun one, but also kinda having a few issues in a few ways. And I hope those get addressed at some point. I mean, there have been a few minor weird things going on with the front axle, like if you apply the brakes while the front axle is up, the whole thing isn't going to brake, it's just going to continuously spin the wheels. And some other stuff, some slight issues with the model. Like one of the rear spoilers is having some weird clipping with the rear windscreen wiper. And or the rear window wiper, I mean. And also the one of the side skirts, the one that actually gives some downforce, has some issues. Like it blocks over the doors or at least the bottom of the doors to some degree. Kinda clips through parts of the bodywork, and that's really not looking all that nice once you notice. Also, it's not available in vehicle color or cannot even be decaled over. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't really bothered just customizing the vehicles that I have. Because the two Neos that I have both use that sideboard, side skirts for the additional downforce, and just the look of it with it not being paintable, it's just not amazing. But yeah, I hope those get addressed at some point. And the other thing, of course, is the drone, which I really haven't been using since I made the initial video on those. They are fun toys, but really nothing more. I was hoping that the crane drone could have been used as an actual quote-unquote crane, or I mean delivery drone. Just grabbing small packages and delivering them individually. I don't think that would have been that viable to make money with, but it would have been kind of fun. But yeah, I guess they mean crane as in the bird. Which makes sense, but it's kind of confusing. I think they would have been better off just naming it something else. Anyways, yeah, those are the two things that I missed out on, and I don't know, I think there are more substantial parts. I mean, the new vehicle is definitely nice and all, and I really enjoy it. But yeah, it's not really gameplay changing. To be clear, we need more vehicles like that in general, just more regular traffic stuff and things for tuning and all of that. But of course, in a way, a new semi-truck and trailer is going to be more impactful than that, and that's always how it's gonna be. And I kinda like it. It's nice having a vehicle game that focuses more on the large ones for transportation and that kind of stuff, which usually in most other games is more like set dressing if you have an open world and want to have some traffic cars. It's usually not that these vehicles are ever being used for something integral to the gameplay. Outside of something specific like Mud Runner, Snow Runner, Euro Truck Simulator, that kind of thing, or Bus Driving Simulator. But just putting everything together into one game like this is pretty novel. So I hope they can continue and bring us more stuff in the future, because this game, despite it being flawed in a few ways, is definitely still very special. And that was actually a nice payout. Okay, let's see, we just delivered a lot of pallets, but we don't get anything for it. I wish these would be counting towards the production over here. As it is right now, we have one box pallet A, another one over here, and another few, but all going to different locations. So yeah, once again, this is the downside with this vehicle, because it's really hard to fill it up. I think I would need to do more deliveries with container trucks and all of that, just to get production going. A lot of the warehouses have that as an input for production. They also recently, and yeah, I'm kind of blocking the road. I wish that AI noticed that sooner. Yeah, I need to get those things a bit more going in order to make everything here a bit more worthwhile. And honestly, I shouldn't even be driving down here. It's kind of not really worth it with the thing being empty. So let's try and despawn everything here. Lobo van. And you know what, a joke that I was meaning to make for quite a few episodes? I know this is gonna be a bit too dark, and I get why the game doesn't, or why the dev decided to not do it, if they even thought of it. I would have definitely called the Lobo van Tommy. You can think about what that means, especially in conjunction with the Lobo. I almost spelled it out. Lobo, Tommy. Yeah, as I said, dark. But I have dark humor, so that's what you get here. Or usually not, because usually I try to kind of contain myself. I still have the other one spawned. I want to check out the different farms over here, see if we can actually get some of the small pallets. Also, one thing that I don't think they ever fixed yet. The trailer is actually longer than the large parking lot, so it's standing over by maybe a meter in the front and maybe about another meter in the back, meaning that with a lot of these parking lots, there's usually either a fence, a wall, or something else in the back, meaning that at a lot of different locations, especially warehouses and such, you cannot even spawn the thing, and that's something that's really yikes. I think this trailer needs a longer parking lot, which would be ridiculous for just one vehicle, and I hope we maybe get something else of that length in the future to make it worthwhile. But as it is, it's not really working too well, and so is my attempt at getting under it. And yeah, I should maybe go ahead and lower the Lobo again. Just to make the connecting area or the connecting bit a bit easier. Also, another kind of fun thing about the whole purchase part of this whole thing, since we are already here. Oops. Okay, so it's still easy enough to jackknife yourself. The weird thing is with how the Lobo and Van are parked behind each other there. It's really hard if you already have the Lobo and only want the trailer, because it's very difficult to get below it without moving the pre-parked Lobo there. It's completely in the way of anything that you want to do there. But that's just a small aside there. So let's head to the different places around here, the different farms, and see what they have produced. Would be nice to fill up an entire trailer and maybe deliver to another place, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay, I have a few things. We still would need to deliver more fuel and more pellets to really get a lot of stuff out of here. Free water factory and Nemong farm of... I mean, it doesn't really make much sense delivering beans to the plastic factory unless they know something I don't. You know what, let's just load up stuff for shits and giggles and see how much space they actually take up. Okay, we can transport them two side by side. I kind of wish you could maybe go for 3, because this seems like there should be space for 3 of them side by side. Maybe even stacking them. No, I don't know. But yeah, I feel like I should probably unload these again. Dang it. Just to see where everything else goes. If everything goes in the same location, then we have a deal, but if I have like 10 locations to take care of with the cargo here, and we might actually not even go to any place here anymore. With how long the episode is already, man. This thing is not having a lot of grip over here on the dirt. With how things are going, we might just end the episode without another delivery. So there's another pickup place over there, 2 over here. So let's check these ones out. And yeah, there is always the danger of ramming something with your trailer if you are going into a sharp turn. This is kind of like jousting, where you take the whatever it's called weapon to push off the other guy from the horse. Yeah, this is going all over the place. Also not that much inventory over there. I need to focus more on bringing stuff over here and seeing how the production goes then. These are things that are much easier in multiplayer, because a lot of people likely already have everything stocked up here. But that's also kind of what makes this interesting, because, well, at least oh, there is more going to plastic. You know what, sure, I'll load this up now. Might as well get something else from another place. Maybe we bring stuff over to the warehouse as well. That's not too far away from there. Anything more? Yeah, the pull of multiplayer in this case would be that a lot of stuff is already set up for me and I just need to go there and get the things for the delivery. The downside is, or more like the upside of single player here, that you are the one that is doing the stuff, you are the one that brings everything together. One to a pumpkin farm is not really all that amazing. So once you really take care of the stuff, and there's a lot of things to take care of, you feel more accomplished. So multiplayer is more like it's working on its own seemingly because other people take care of specific deliveries. And single player is more like you get the satisfaction of actually having to do the stuff yourself and giving it a bit more purpose in that kind of way. But also if you really just want to come here, do deliveries, nothing might be working out because you didn't take care of it beforehand. So it is a lot more work, but it's also kind of interesting in a way. This isn't really going too well. I need more stuff over here. But that might be another thing to take care of in the future. Just getting more containers to the different large warehouses around Lijo Island. And then taking stuff over here if you get more deliveries. But I think containers should really be the first thing to take care of and everything comes after that. I always want to go in here and take stuff from here, but there isn't really any delivery point. There's only a vehicle spawner. But yeah, let's check out if other things have spawned in the meantime. Ideally, I would like to fill up the entire trailer here. Single jump, pumpkin farm. Okay, I think we can disregard this place and we will likely not entirely empty out, but for the most part empty out this place. There's also the other little house over there, the other barn that we can take a look at. Still 25 in here. Toy Factory, Ollie Express. Yeah, that's all going to a different place. I mean, theoretically, we should also be able to get a lot of cargo to these places from OG Gate, from Bai Yang, up in the north end of the island. I mean, I did the whole testing thing where I delivered a lot of containers there, so that should have some stock. But you don't always know if it's going the direction you need it to. So let's take a quick look at the area over here and then we'll just go our merry way and do the delivery. Completely missed the pickup point. Not enough grip to get the whole thing to a stop. Okay, we have Gangyang Ole Express and just a lot of residents. I don't really care about that. But what I care about is having a quick look inside here to see how much we have actually loaded. Okay, we are almost full. We are at 25 now, and yeah, from what I can tell, the limit is likely 30, so while this is at the end of the day still only a partial delivery, meaning that we are missing out on a bit of money, I think this is not too bad. Oh, I was in the passenger seat again. And if I'm in the passenger seat and there's cargo above me, I cannot even go into the other seat, so that's kinda not amazing. At least I didn't manage to soft like myself here out of getting into the driver's seat through that. Gotta be more careful around here. And yeah, I'll likely be testing out a few more things with suspension setup in a bit. But yeah, trailer front axle being raised seems a good way to handle this whole thing. I just wish there was a way to do the rest a bit better. Getting a bit more clearance between the trailer and tractor while still keeping ground clearance and everything. I mean, people have been asking to get customizable landing gear to maybe extend it a bit further, maybe not quite as much depending on the vehicle, but yeah, for this one I think that would be even more important. So yeah, what else is there to talk about? I don't know how to tackle this subject, but Jesus Christ. I thought I could get past that guy, but no, there's another one. And yeah, there's a lot of sparks flying right now. One reason that I also want this game to do well, I mean, partially because I like it and all of that, but I'm always a bit worried when it comes to the finances of the game. I don't really have any numbers here, and maybe I could find something on Steam database on the sales numbers or something. But I mean, the dev has been working on this for years, and yeah, last I checked, I think Mr. Hwang is actually like a real person or something, I don't know. So he may have some bills to pay, may have some stuff to take care of, and needs to make ends meet, needs to eat food or something, who knows. The thing is, yeah, this whole thing cannot go on indefinitely, at least not if we... or if game doesn't get enough sales to support the development. So I'm not entirely sure how well that's all going, and yeah, I just hope things go well enough in order to still make sense in the long run. The last thing I want for this game is to be just pushed out into 1.0 at some point, like certain other games. And just be half finished. This is kinda, I mean, it's a solo project. Well, it started as a solo project. It's not a solo project anymore. There's like 4 people working on different aspects of the game. And they should all be compensated for it, and I hope this gets to a good conclusion at some point. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird topic. And that's also why I like that they participate in the new Steam sale, because I think the game should get more eyes on it. I think it may have gotten a huge influx of players just when a few larger YouTubers started showing it off, but from what I've seen, from what I followed those guys, it doesn't seem like it's a consistent thing. So that's a bit weird, especially given just how much the game has evolved over the time after all of that. But yeah, especially just looking at the entirety of OG and everything that was added recently, and how it was evolved over time, I feel like there should be more people just playing it, showing it off. And maybe I should just have another look around YouTube and just see how many other people are making videos on it. I mean, I can't be the only person doing it consistently. That would be kind of a shame. With how large or small really my channel is. And how I'm more like the analytical type of guy who isn't all that entertaining, let's be honest about that. This thing is still so weird. I still expect to see a cap somewhere in front of a trailer, and that's just not the case here. Anyways, yeah, the game is something, and also the devs are some people that I just wish the best for, and all the success in the world, because I think what they are building here is just amazing. And really I hope that it's not gonna be cut short with its development at some point, because they might be just running low on funds or something. That would be a huge shame. I've also been kind of trying to get some people into this game, but yeah, when you just look at it from the outside, especially with stuff like you do tucking and just see the trailer sliding all around, it's not a thing that's immediately appealing to a lot of people, I would say. I mean, the art style and all of that, I think is pretty cool. But yeah, especially when it comes to some of the stuff here and how dumb the AI is. There are some things that they definitely need to work on. And really, when it comes to the whole sale that has been going on, and by the release of this video, I don't know if it's still gonna be going on. I really wish they finally updated their Steam page. It's really a disservice to what the game is doing and how it's looking right now, that they are still having the almost blank map with only a road visible there, and just everything on the front page of it being asset pack vehicles, while they have so many other things that are looking much better now. But yeah, these are things that I and others, we have mentioned them multiple times on the Discord, and there still doesn't seem to be much traction behind that. And you know what? I think if they called on the community to make some short clips or something to be representative, show a bit of the fun that you can have with the game, people would absolutely do that. And yeah, there could be a lot of promotion that could be had just real quickly, and also just getting better footage, better screenshots and everything for the Steam page. So I really wish they took some time and did some of that. Just organize a community event, let people do the stuff for you, and then just update the page with what comes of it. Show off some of the cool creations that you got in-game. The great area, the great vehicles, community-made decals, maybe not of the more spicier kind, but I mean the dev would be the one putting in the stuff so they can do a bit of quality control. But yeah, that's the kind of thing that I think they also should be doing. But it's tough because in the end, most things at least go through Mr. Hawang, and yeah, you can't really, you can only do so much with your time. Also interesting here that I can't really see any of the door seams from the inside. I mean, if we look at it from the outside, there surely are some. I mean, yeah, I've seen them, I just can't show you guys right now. But yeah, from the inside the doors are pretty nice and flush, it seems. I should be focusing more on where I'm going. Otherwise I might be going into oncoming traffic and nobody really wants that. But yeah, this thing on the inside, it's really nice looking. I enjoy it a lot. And usually when I'm doing the trailer stuff, I go into first person. Partially because, yeah, with lack of a visible cargo or semi-tractor here, it's usually easier being on the inside of things, just so that you always know what the truck itself is doing. The trailer in the end only reacts to what the truck is doing, and when you see the trailer reacting in a bad way, it's like you're already too late. So that's why I prefer this view. Also, did they do something about the steering wheels? I remember them being much more choppy. This one is kinda nice looking. And I mean the outer rounded bits with how it corners off. They have their own design document on how many segments a full circle should have. And I remember a few vehicles looking really rough on that end. But this one is looking quite nice. I remember making a point about that if you're just looking at the steering wheel in first person, in the end the whole thing is a lot closer to you, so it maybe makes sense having a few more pixels around there. I don't know if they added them, I think they might have, because this is really nice looking. But yeah, usually for the amount of surfaces on a wheel, I think they go for 12, and this looks definitely like it's more. I would have to stop steering so I can count. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 16, and I think for the wheels they went with 12, so this is kinda nice. Because 12 from this distance looks kinda rough in my opinion. For the wheels which you are usually seeing from a slightly larger distance, it's fine, but for the steering wheel, I think this is better. But yeah, we are getting towards the delivery point, at least the first one. Curious how much money I'm going to be making. I didn't really look at the prices for each of the pallets, to be honest. I just loaded on what was there. More concerned with at least mostly filling up the truck. So let's see how that all goes. And yeah, we are delivering to the plastic factory over here. Oh, that was a weird Dutch angle coming out of the trailer, or coming out of first person there. Thankfully, we don't need to reverse park. We can just go through here. Coming in at a slight angle, 15k for this. I mean, sure. Still 12 more to go. Not really the toughest delivery, just kind of a bit of work that you need to do in order to get this set up. So I'm not entirely sure, it's just could maybe be a bit more for the trouble, but I think this is still quite alright. I have to keep in mind that there's another part to the delivery, and we could have maybe gotten like 5 more pallets, giving us 5k more in the end, so yeah, I think this is kinda working out. And I think for this one we actually want to go straight, not over to Hallam or Harlem. You know what? And I kind of want some opinions on this. You know my rallycross tag there that I called Harlem Fields Rallycross? The one that was used in the first V8 Rallycross event, the big block Rallycross thing. I kinda wish I called it the Harlem Shaker Rallycross because of how rough it is around some of the fields there. Also, memes. I don't know. Some of the names could be fun, like Quarry, Quarrel, but that might be more on the cringe side of things. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like I partially missed out on an opportunity there, but maybe it was for the better in the end. I don't know. And here we go, 14k for the last 12. It's a bit further away, so further away. I need to stop slurring the words so much. It's been a problem. Let's see, can we load anything else in? Not that I'm going to, because holy hell, this is a long episode already. Some more pellets going to a farm. And to a toy factory. I mean, I'm going to do this off screen now. It's going to bring me back to the place where I can tune the vehicle, which I'm happy about. I have 9 pellets, so I might be able to get one more. I mean, yeah, small boxes and all of that. I still wish we could just use the Formula SCM as a cargo. I made this suggestion so long ago, but I really wish we could produce them not only to purchase, but also to be transported somewhere else, because, yeah, the factory, once you get your own vehicle, I mean, I could theoretically buy another one if I wanted to, but once you have yours, the entire thing becomes kind of useless, because there's really nothing else that you can do with it. Once you have bought yours, you might be able to get a few other produced, but at that point, it's kind of done with. Maybe I should actually go for that, just so that I get all the stuff out of the way and potentially more space freed up for other deliveries. But yeah, I would really like to use that factory in the long term and just produce for other areas and deliver the vehicles to other places as well. I might actually need to bump up the idea again, because I think it was a good one. And just getting the whole production on this thing in-game is kind of... it's kind of special to me. This is a really nice idea, making good use of the cargo transportation feature and all of that. And I wish there was another reason to use it. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything there, and also I cannot even load any more pallets. Anyways, that's definitely enough for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this extra long episode. I don't know what I thought to even make this. But yeah, that's gonna be it from my end. And see you guys next time. Have a good one. Till then, bye bye.